What's up, y'all? Today we are talking about the official specs of the Canon EOS R5. It's finally here. I feel like it's Christmas, except, I mean, I'm not getting anything, but there's been a lot of rumors flying around since like February, January. Today we're gonna go over what the official specs are for this camera. We're not gonna go too in-depth on my thoughts on it because I actually have to get to work soon, but I'll be making some more videos on this camera into the weekend. If you do want to see the official specs for the Canon EOS R6, which is also pretty sick, click up here somewhere. If not, let's get into the EOS R5. With that said, if you do have any questions about any of these specs, please drop it in the comments down below. I would love to spend hours and hours talking about this camera with you. All right, we'll start with the technical overall specs, then we'll go into video specs and then photo specs specifically. All right, technical stuff, let's go. So this camera has the Digic X image processor, similar to the one in the 1DX Mark III. Its ISO ranges from 100 to 51,200, but expandable up to 102,400. This thing is gonna have dual card slots. One is gonna be a CF Express, and the other is gonna be a UHS-2 SD card. So that should be cool to have the speed of the CF Express card, especially for what this camera can do. It also has a 5.76 million dot EVF with 120 FPS refresh rate. Okay, I think those are all the most technical specs. Let's get into some really awesome stuff, starting with the autofocus. So this is the second generation of Canon's dual pixel autofocus that we all love, and it has 100% coverage with 1,053 autofocus areas. What, 100%? Next thing, IBIS, and you can get up to 8 stops of stabilization. I'm pretty sure that's with a lens that has IS, but even without an image stabilized lens, this thing is gonna be stable. Another sick thing is these are weather resistant, just like the 5D series. They say it's 5D series rated weather resistance, and those things are built like tanks, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna be built like a tank as well. Let's talk video specs, and we've all heard it, we've all heard the rumors. Yes, 8K raw, uncropped, internal. What? So number one is the 8K recording. Let's break this down. It has 8K up to 30 frames per second. You can do that in RAW. You can do that in 10-bit 422 with C-Log. It's uncropped, completely uncropped, and you can use the full autofocus capabilities, which is wild. Because I know we're all waiting for like, what is the catch? So the only catch that I've seen is it does have about a 20-minute recording limit, and it may have some heating issues. Regardless, at this price, at this size, 8K RAW, uncropped autofocus. And then what I'm really excited about it is the 4K ability. So this camera can shoot 4K up to 120 frames per second. And the awesome thing is that's being oversampled from the 8K sensor. So the 4K, it's not like pushing its boundaries. It's super delicious 4K that this camera can totally handle. That's also no crop, and that's also with full Canon dual pixel autofocus. I like that. That's the thing I'm so excited about. Unfortunately, there seems to be no RAW recording in 4K, but all the other resolutions and all the other frame rates you can shoot in 10-bit 422, which blows the Sony a7 III out of the water, and I love that. I want the 10-bit colors, y'all. And if I can get them in 4K 120. Moving on to photo, this thing has a 45 megapixel sensor. It can shoot up to 12 frames mechanical and 20 frames with the electronic silent shutter. This thing is zooming. And if you're shooting on CF Express, it has 180 raw images to the CF Express card before it starts buffering, and 87 to an SD card. Even the 87 just, that's gonna be sick. And finally, the price. This thing is coming in at $38.99 US. That's pretty mind-blowing for what we're getting out of this camera. My big questions are there gonna be any more knockoffs, any more downsides to this big 8K raw recording? Is it really gonna be massively overheating? Are there gonna be overheating issues with the 4K 120? I really hope not. Let me know what y'all think down below. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please hit like down below because that really helps other people see these videos. And if you do wanna see the official specs for the Canon R6, which for the price might be what I'm going for, that thing is insane, click right here to watch that. Or if you just wanna freaking geek out about the Canon R5, hit me in the comments down below. I'll be doing this all day. Again, thank you so much for watching. If I don't see you in the Canon R6 video, I'll see you next week.